I'm Jason Xie and I'm a senior.
I'm Sarth Trivedi, I'm a junior.
My name is Ashwari Marne and I'm a senior and I do photography.
I started photography my freshman year, and it was because I had an assignment for my engineering class to take 3 pictures which displayed the 3 functions of exposure. And so after that I kind of got a little bit more into it, and then to my sophomore year I decided to join yearbook, and I used photography as a means to join yearbook.
I started photography when I was in around 8th grade, and I got into it because my dad sort of like introduced me to it, and my grandfather, who was in India at the time, he was doing photography since he was like really young too, and then he passed away unfortunately, so it was kind of like my way of sort of like keeping on the tradition in the family and everything.
I first started photography when I was 10 years old because my mom said I could only use her DSLR camera when I turned 10.
I published my photos in the yearbook and I posted on my public Instagram.
Right now with photography I post on my Instagram at SarthT, and then I post on Twitter too and Flickr.
Currently I do photography for a lot of my clubs, and I also do like commission photography for like prom and for homecoming and for officer teams.
My favorite photo is one I actually took maybe I think 3 weeks ago. I noticed that the sunset looked absolutely beautiful, and I just realized I had to get a shot of the sunset. So as soon as I turned back home, I turned around, and as soon as I turned around, I was facing Mount Whittier, and it was absolutely beautiful because the day that day it was raining, so there was snow on the mountains, and just the lighting of the mountains were gorgeous.
My favorite photo is probably one with like star trails, which is like a long exposure of like stars, and it was taken in Chino Hills. So what we did was that it was around I think like 2 or 3 in the morning, and we hiked out onto like the trails in Chino Hills, and we got a picture of like cars at night. It was like there weren't many, but we like stacked them up, and then we took another photo of like the stars, and then we sort of like I blended them together in Photoshop, and then it created like this like really amazing photo.
One of my favorite photos is actually something that I took on my phone, and it was in New York. I was inside my car and we were passing through Times Square, and even though like the photo itself it was taken on my phone and it was like not that great by itself, but I had a lot of fun editing it and it looks kind of like futuristic.
So in the future I want to be able to pursue my photography less of a hobby and more of like a profession. Not my main profession, but I want to be, my future goal is to publish a book.
I hope to like keep it as a hobby like as long as I live, basically.
Okay, I want to get better at using Photoshop. Right now I use mostly Lightroom, and that's mostly just for like coloring, but for Photoshop it's like you're able to manipulate your photos more, and I also want to combine my photos with design using Illustrator.